Hello, lovely current and future millionaires and budget babes. Today we have a very special budget with me. We're doing how I pay my bills. Can you pay my bills? Can you pay my telephone bills? If anybody remembers that song, let me know in the comments below. Just don't mind me. We're just going to have a little bit of fun here. Anyway, if you like finances, affordable products, and healthy living, this is the channel for you. I am so excited to tell you how to pay your bills. This is just what I do, just for some inspiration. I am a tad a bit ahead on my bills. I do automate them, and I just love budgeting. So come along for the ride, maybe share a few tips that you have in the comments as well. And we're just going to have a fun little budget with me. You can see exactly what I do each month at the beginning of each month. So let's get into it. Now, the first thing I do is at the beginning of the month, I set each of my fixed bills to 0. So I have all of my bill due dates on my calendar. I have it on Google Calendar. It's very basic. You do not have to go out and buy anything fancy. And I have it on my written planner as well. And then I check it off once it is automatically paid. Now I use Zelle to pay for my Bank of America, whatever bills are in there. And then I also just automate everything else. So if I have credit cards or if I have any type of debt, that's automatically sent to the creditor. So basically what I like to do is set up a routine, and I count my income first. So we're going to count my first paycheck. But what I normally do is I will, especially with the debt, and for me in particular, it's student loans because I'm a finance and accounting major. So yes, I'm going to pay off all of my student loans. $50,000, yay, student loans, woohoo. So basically what I'm going to do is pay off those student loans. And what I like to do is either for credit cards or student loans, mortgage, whatever it is, I like to do more than the minimum payments. And I like to pay them every 2 weeks because that will pay off the interest rate faster. So whatever money I have left over, we have a few savings challenges that we like to do at the end of this. If I have money left over, I will use that for that. So let's count the income first, because that is exactly how I'm going to pay my bills, of course. So we have $700 for this week, and I'm going to do 100. Again, I do not want to get burgled. I'm in New York, so we are not using real money. 60, 80, 100, 20, 40, 60, 80, 100. And of course, we like to use different denominations. If you're getting real money when you're doing the budgets, be sure to get a lot of 10s, a lot of 5s, and a lot of 1s. Rookie mistake, I know, but I've done it before. It's not cute. Not cute on me anyway. So we want some 5s, we want some 1s, 5, 10, 15. My Monopoly money, I mean, I do not have enough 1s. I think I need to make some more 1s. Like, whew. Did not mean to do that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And why not do 100? I don't think I'll use that, but to save some time. So basically what I do at the beginning of every month is to invest in myself. So I automatically have on the calendar on the 5th, and this should be checked off for the 5th, for $420. This is going to be 15% of my total monthly paychecks, and it's going to be for this week only. So on the 5th is when it gets automatically deducted into my Roth IRA. I'm trying to max that out for the year, so really grinding, really pushing it along. Let me know if you have a Roth IRA, because it is tax deductible, which means not tax deductible. There are no taxes. So it basically means that you put it into your Roth IRA. You do not have to pay taxes when you withdraw in retirement. Absolutely tax efficient. Very good. I also have an individual brokerage because that can be very liquid, which we like liquid money. We like that very much. And you don't have to use that for retirement. So a lot of people do that as well who are investors. Now I do 15% of that. And this week, unfortunately, is going to be a little bit lighter to pay these bills off. This happens at the beginning of every month because I believe in investing in myself and paying myself first. So that's automatically on the 5th. That's one of the first things that I check off for the month that are considered bills. So that's going to be $420. 15% gets that out of the way. The bills are going to be 50% of my income per month. So that is on my Excel sheet for the month. I have all of the totals down. I have my fixed costs. I have my guilt-free spending, which includes clothes, shoes, all of the fun stuff that I want. And I have my student loans on there. I have my investments and I have my income. So we have 4 categories that we do. Now the bills are going to be 50 to 60% of your income, depending on how expensive everything is. New York is very expensive. Lots of fun. Love it. And then of course, each month I put the totals for the bills and then I divide by 4 for the 4 weeks for each bill. Okay, so after the 420, we're going to deduct 420. So 1, this is going into investments. 1, 2, 3, 4, 20. So this whole thing is going into investments. So before we pay our bills, if we're able to, we're going to do 15% into investments. And I say if we are able to, because if you are just starting out, if you are in survival mode, good for you for making a budget. I understand. I've been there. And don't let anybody try to guilt you into investing. I know how hard that is. So you're a rock star. Just pay your bills, pay your necessities. I understand. So this is just for the people who are able to pay themselves first. So put your investments, 15%. Sorry, little rant right there, little rant. I'm just tired of people guilting other people when it's not, it's a societal problem and it's not okay, yeah. We are all here because I feel like I'm preaching to the choir. We are all here because we want to do better with our budgets. But I'm just saying, if you can't invest for right now, that's okay. It's okay. You're getting your priorities straight. You're getting your life together just by watching this. And that's great. And I'm really, really proud of you. Proud of each and every one of you. So I currently have $280 for my bills. So what I do is I look at the closest date on the calendar of what bills I need to pay. And it just so happens that in correlation to that, I look at my highest priority or what's necessities for me as far as bills go. And that usually coincides the same because I like to automate my bills that are high priority or necessities closer to the beginning of the month. And then at the end of the month, I like to have my lower priority. So we're going to do those two things. We're going to look at the closest date and the highest priority and pay those off first. Now remember, this is just 1 week. We have 3 more weeks to go. We just need to make sure that we actually have enough in our checking account for each of those bills, and then we can check them off. And that is one of the best rewards. If you want me to do a video on bill automation and investing automation, because in Fidelity it's automated, in Zelle it's automated, let me know in the comments below. I would be happy to do a tutorial for you. So let's get to the bill cash stuffing, because that is very fun. So we have the Roth IRA, which is right here. It's getting the full 420. Whew. That is a lot. Like, that is a lot of money, but that's okay. This is the whole month, so, you know, I don't need to think about it at all afterwards. It's very nice. So now we have 6, 7. I think that the max is 6,500, and I've already gone through a lot of that. So dream house, we're not going to put anything into. So here are the lovely bills and the lovely envelopes. As I keep saying in my channel, just start your budget. Like, I'm using actual envelopes. Okay, it doesn't need to be bougie. It doesn't need to be extravagant. Like, just start with what you have. If you just have a piece of paper and a notepad, start your budget with that. If you just have Excel, start your budget with that. I know this is a lot of fun, but you know, if you can't afford these things, like, not that you can't afford these things because we are manifesting here, but if you are not currently prioritizing getting these right now, just, you know, do what you can. Get those actual envelopes. Excel is free. I love budgeting on Excel. It's so organized, it's so low maintenance. We love it. There's so many formulas that you can create and totals. Okay, so maintenance is one of my highest priorities. But I do pay that off at the end of the month because it's a very big expense, and I'm only putting 50 into that one because before you know it, it's going to sneak up on you. And we also put all of the fixed expenses to 0 by the end of the month because, you know, we already paid our bills off. So this is getting 50. And you'll notice that we're putting another line here, and we only have 50 in this. But at the end of the month, it's going to total a lot more. So we have 50 for that. Utilities is another huge expense. It's going to be on the 15th. So in the middle of the month, I'm going to put 60 into this one because we need our utilities. So again, I'm putting a big chunk into this one. But for me, and we're zeroing it out because it is June, and it's going to be 60. And for me, I think that's a very big deal. Now we have Netflix on the 15th. I just like to get that out of the way because it's Netflix. It's $7. I downgraded it recently because I am completely fine with ads. I really don't care. But let me know, you know, if you need your premium to live your life. No judgment. There is absolutely no judgment here. Just let me know what you use, like HBO Max, or if you use Netflix or Hulu, like what's your go-to, or if you just like watch TikToks all the time, because I have to say I'm a little bit addicted to TikTok. I'm not gonna lie. Okay, so the gym is on the 12th. I have two gyms down in the basement. So that's $25 a month, and we're putting 5 into that one. I'm very into health, but it's not a huge expense. So we're only going to put $5 into that. And this is completely personal. Like, so if you're doing the bills, this is going to be completely personal to you and geared towards your lifestyle and what you prioritize. It's totally up to you and how you want to live your life. This is personal finance. It is personal. So Adobe Pro Premiere is going to be on the 22nd, We're going to put $5 into it. I always say that personal finance is personal and there's not one wrong or right way to do it. Money should literally be a way for you to live your life. It should be used as a tool, as a resource to help you give, to help you grow, to help you learn. It should not be something you feel guilty about. Groceries, yes. So we definitely need our groceries. I don't have anything left over, but if I did, it would be in this envelope right here. So that one is obviously on the 1st because I need it. So we're going to go week by week for the groceries, and I do 50. I use this as an expense, a fixed expense, just because, I mean, you need to eat. Like, you have to eat. I've had my share of like not eating, and that's not fun. And being hungry is not fun. Being in survival mode, not fun. So we're going to eat. I like to eat. Not ashamed about it. Hygiene is on the 30th. It's a low priority for me just because I don't have that much that I need to spend on this month for hygiene. So that's going to be 5. And it looks like I spent, what did I spend it on? I don't even remember what I spent it on, but I don't have anything in any of these envelopes. So I must have done something for that. Okay, and then medical. Medical, I had to buy a Claritin last month. Great. We love allergies, right? That's going to get another 5. Again, I put it at the 30th of the month. Housing, same, is going to be 5. It's kind of like my toiletries or my tissues or anything like that. That is a really weird 5. Sorry. I don't know why I did that. So that's going to get another 5, and that's on the 30th. But you can customize this however you want to, or you can follow what I'm doing. That's perfectly fine as well. Okay, so student loans is going to get 23. And I have this on the 30th as well for obvious reasons. But I made a promise to myself. I want to pay it off before I graduate. And I 100% am paying it off. I do not believe that taxpayers should pay that money. Because if it is forgiven, that's who's going to pay. And I don't feel comfortable about that. So it's my debt. I'm going to pay it. And that's it. So that's 23. And then we have studio, and we also have business. So I'm not going to put anything in that just because I don't have enough for this week. So yeah, those are just very low priority. But I do keep them as fixed costs just because it's something, my personal growth. I definitely want to have a voice studio and a recording studio for YouTube videos. And I'm also an opera singer and voice teacher. So I would love to have a space of my own to be able to be creative and do all of those creative things. And then my business, I keep as a fixed expense. You can keep whatever you want as a fixed expense. Like, this is you and what feels right for your life and what makes sense for your life. If there's non-negotiables you have, like I have with self-improvement and studio and business, keep them as fixed expenses. And that's just my personal taste. I know some people are like, oh, that's a sinking fund. Oh, that's not really like fixed expenses. And while I agree with their take on that, it motivates me, it challenges me, and it makes me want to be a better human. So I keep it as fixed expenses because it helps me give back to the world when I'm doing studio work or when I'm creating my business. So the phone is paid out on the 1st. and that's going to be $40. So we're paying that all off, and I will do the check mark as soon as it is paid. So that's going to be 40. That feels so good to like do the little check mark and to get it paid off. I love that so much. Okay, so we have miscellaneous and we have buffer. Both of those are on the 30th. Now I do have a little bit, let's see. I think I have a little bit extra from last month. Yes. So my miscellaneous and my buffer, I do have $10 in each in the bank right now, just in case I need it for making any mistakes, but I'm not going to add any right now. And also the studio and the business, they both have $20. So I have a little column that has how much I have in each envelope or what it's allocated to. And that's what it's allocated to just for the total. And then if I use it up, I'll get rid of that Excel cell. That's hard to say. Okay, so we are going to go to transportation, which is incredibly important. And it's also on the 1st as well, but this is just for 1 week. So that is going to be 25. And I think after that, that's it. I did want to say a few things because I'm doing Ramit Sethi's program basically. It's kind of like Dave Ramsey 2.0 when it comes to paying bills and automating. He did a wonderful book and Netflix series, which I haven't watched yet, where he says to spend lavishly on things that you love and cut mercilessly on things you don't. Which brings me to my last thing, the Cash Flow Club. This was one of my items. It's an investing club for members, and it's about $30 a month. I have a different investing strategy, and I am no longer going to use this. Because for me, I want my investments to be a little bit more passive, and this was just a little bit too intricate for me. It's absolutely fantastic. I would recommend it to anyone who has the time and the patience to research individual stocks. It's phenomenal, and I love Cameron Stewart. I'm just not in a place right now because of school and work where I can devote to doing this. So this one is officially done, and I'm like, but I can pay off student loans faster. So I just have to keep thinking about that. I unfortunately counted the investing a little bit wrong, so I'm going to put this back into investing. I didn't count 420. Yeah, go math. So I'm going to put this in the investing to total the 420. And I don't have anything for the savings challenges this week, but I just wanted to show you how I pay bills for each week and my process, and hopefully you learned a little bit more. This was a lot of fun. I had a great time, and I just love like paying off bills and being able to pay off bills. Like I just feel very satisfied when I do that. I am a few months ahead in my bills, so this is not for June, this is for September, I believe. But it's just because I've been allocating so much and trying to invest as much as possible and pay as many bills as possible. And I haven't been spending as much as I possibly can. And also with Ramit Sethi, what I've been saying about him is to invest your 15% first. That's what he says. And then do 50% expenses, and then do guilt-free spending for the rest of it. I love his approach, so I have been using it. And then also I found some money just I don't know where it came from. Like, it's such a blessing, but it really is like, if you are searching for money or if you are trying to make more money, sometimes it does just appear, or you like forget that you have reoccurring subscriptions. And then it's like that little voice inside of you, like by some miracle, you remember, and then you don't have to pay it for that month because you cancel it. And that's kind of like what happened with me, because I found my change, and I was like, oh my gosh, I didn't even like realize I had it. And it was like in the back of my closet, and I'm just like, oh, right. Okay. So that's going to really help with the savings challenge next month. But just be on the lookout for those little blessings, because they're out there. Like, those coupons are out there. That summer sale is out there. That one person that's giving you advice is out there. You just have to look for it. And also, Ramit Sethi says to negotiate your bills. So me being the very shy introvert that I am, I was like, oh my gosh. Like, I am not going to negotiate anything ever, because I'm just like such a people pleaser. And I'm like, yeah, okay. And it scares me and gives me like anxiety when I have to like be confrontational at all with anybody. But Fidelity is like the nicest brokerage ever. And I have another account with E-Trade. So what I wanted to do was take my E-Trade over to Fidelity. The problem is there's a transfer fee of $75. So I was like, wait a minute. This is a really good opportunity to take Ramit Sethi's advice and negotiate the fees and be like, is there any way you can waive it? Is there any way you can do anything about that? So I called Fidelity. Mind you, I'm not a confrontational person. Like, me sticking up for myself is very hard to do. And please let me know in the comments if you're like this, like if you get anxious just like sticking up for yourself and speaking, because I'm like that, then let me know in the comments below, just so I don't feel alone, because I understand you. So I went to E-Trade and I went to Fidelity. So I called Fidelity and I was like panicking on the other line. And there was another woman on the other line, and she's like, what can I help you with? And I was like, the transfer fee. And she was like, we don't have a transfer fee. And she was like, are you transferring into Fidelity? And I was like, yeah, that one. And she was just so calm, and her demeanor was so peaceful. And once I started like actually talking to her, I was just like, oh my gosh, this is going to be another blessing. Like, this is going to be a real confidence boost, because like I'm actually doing something proactive about my funds and about my money. And it just like felt so good, because she was like, there's a minimum of, you have to transfer $25,000 into Fidelity for them to waive the transfer fee of $75. And I was just like, I don't want to spend that money, but I want to go over to Fidelity because it's very low cost and they don't have hidden fees, unlike E-Trade. But we'll get into that later. That's a whole nother video. I have not been impressed with E-Trade. Please do not use them. Use Fidelity. So I was like, can you please waive the transfer fee? And she was just like, yeah, of course I can. Like, she was so sweet about it. She was like, I'm going to put it in the notes. I'm going to do all of this. So today I immediately transferred my E-Trade account into Fidelity without the transfer fee, even though it was under $25,000. And I was very scared on the phone to do that. But I'm just letting you know about this story, because you really are in control of your finances. You're really in control of your bank. If you see an overdraft fee, if there's a reoccurring subscription on your lines, on your monthly line, just call up the bank. Just be like, hey, you need to get rid of that, because you're a customer. And if you've been with them for a while, they will go above and beyond to keep you. Like if you have those expenses, if you have those hidden expenses, anything, it could be medical, it could be anything, the banks, it could be debt, just be like, hey, I'm not satisfied with this interest rate, or, can you maybe take like a little bit off of this subscription because I've been using it forever? Or try to cancel one of your subscriptions and see if they're like, oh no, we don't want to let you go. We'll give you like a month for free. Because a lot of businesses do that because they want to keep their clients and they want to keep their customers. So just try negotiating things and try being more in control of your money. Like make your money work really hard for you because you work incredibly hard for it. And it's time for it to do the same. So again, that was just one of my rants. If you like these stories, just like let me know, because I kind of feel like I went on a tangent and this video is much longer than it was supposed to be. But yeah, just let me know what you think. Let me know how you pay your bills. And of course, this is a discussion that I want to have, how you pay your bills, how you automate your bills. We can all learn from each other. Like I really want this to be a channel where we all learn from each other and we all learn from being better and budgeting better. I love each and every one of you. I wish you nothing but happiness, health, and success. And speaking of that, I just have one more thing to say. And then I promise I will get off here. Your health and happiness will make you rich. Of course, you need a job. Of course, you need to live below your means. And of course, you need to be able to afford things. You do need to be responsible. I say that because I am allowing myself to indulge in my happiness and my health. Once I have my money managed, I can put items like shoes, a better gym, like higher quality food, like medical expenses onto my budget to make me happier and to make me healthier. And that is okay. That is okay to do. Yes, please spend on that healthy, high quality food. Please spend on that Disney vacation that you've been wanting to take your kids on. Create those memories. Life is not all about money. And I just want to emphasize that for you because I know, at least for me, I am terrified of spending money and it doesn't allow me to live a happy life. And I'm slowly changing that mindset. But it's hard because I look at Starbucks someday and I'm like, okay, I have the budget for it. I have the line item for the budget. I literally have $5. I want a latte. And I can't bring myself together.